where inspired ideas and absolute realities converge. A safe place where boundaries blur and secure data shape the world. Learn, connect, and grow. Join us on this journey into the Measurverse.
I want to present Barak, who is the Chief Product Officer at AppsFlyer, who's going to now take you through the evolution of AppsFlyer into 2034, right? Or growing your business, that's right.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I hope you're here. Very excited to be here today. I think we've had an amazing 2 days with really amazing and inspiring sessions. I must say that, at least for me personally, the most exciting thing was meeting all of you, our partners, along the way. You know, Martin's inspiring session yesterday made me think. He said that every company needs to own one word, right? When he said search, we all thought of Google, safety, Volvo. I tried thinking what will be the one word he could say that you're going to answer AppsFlyer. I don't know if it will be measurement, attribution, mobile. I will tell you what I would hope you guys will answer. I'm not as good as Martin, so I need 2 or 3 words, if that's okay with you. I would hope that you will say that AppsFlyer are your growth partners. It means that we want to help you switch from being yourself to being super you, from being Mario to being Super Mario, faster, throwing fire, whatever you do in Mario, if you remember from 30 years ago, this fire flower that you catch and now you can throw fire. We want to be these fire flowers for you guys. And how we can help you with that? Well, first and foremost, of course, we're a product-led company. Our product suite should assist you making good marketing choices. Goes without saying. But it doesn't end here. We are uniquely positioned, mostly based on the market leadership and the trust, thanks to our unbiased position that we have, the trust from you, advertisers, publishers, ad network, agency, different marketing tools on your stack. Based on all of that, we can add you additional incremental value on top of this product. As I said, it all starts with the product. Our product suite includes 18 different products, from attribution to incrementality, SK Ad Network, Privacy, Sandbox, Predict, Creative, One Link, Audiences, Data Clean Room, CTV. I probably missed 2 or 3. I'm sorry about it. And while I'm here standing in front of you in this amazing hotel, eating all this great food, 500 of our developers and product managers are right now, I think in Israel they just woke up, so 30 minutes from now, they're going to start develop our roadmap of next product to help you navigate this new era and enable you keep growing. But actually, this is not what I want to talk with you about today. As a leaders in your organization, I want to talk with you about the other part of being your growth partners, and that's based on our wide view of the ecosystem. I want to share with you, based on data, what it takes really to turn from a good marketer into a great marketer. And I think it's extremely important for you as the ones and the leaders that running these organizations. You know, being a great marketeer right now is probably more challenging than it used to be ever. And we talked about it today, and also Professor Sampler, we're switching from a market that used to be a bull market to market of bear market. This puts on us new challenges to do more with less. It affects our risk management. It affects our decision making. We hear it every day from you. But it doesn't end here. Our own ecosystem, the digital ecosystem, is changing dramatically and has changed dramatically in the last 3 years, entering to the new privacy era. Scrutiny, regulation, remove of device identifiers, data minimization. It really affects your ability to take data-driven decisions. And eventually, these two circles intersect, which means huge, huge challenges. Right? But it also means huge opportunities for you. Your opportunity to excel on top of the competition, on top of the market, and actually leverage these unique opportunities. And I'm not just saying it because I believe in it. We actually see it working across all verticals. Some of the advertisers really succeed doing more with less, not although these challenges, but actually thanks to these challenges and leveraging these unique opportunities. So we've collected the 11 framework that we found really can help you navigate this new reality. I saw that I got a very challenging spot towards the end of the conference, so I thought to try and wake it up a bit. And when I'm saying the number 11, what is the first thing that comes into your mind?
Football.
Football, okay. Cricket. Okay, not familiar with it. I thought you might gonna say Ocean 11, Apollo 11, first man on the moon. Anyway, you guys were right. That's what I think about when thinking about the number 11. For me, 11 is soccer, football. I'm a huge Argentina fan. I think my first childhood memory is from Mexico '86, remembering Diego Armando Maradona. Since then, I fell in love with Argentinian football. I can even share that 2 months ago, I saw an auction to buy the original ball from the most famous game in the world, the game of Maradona in '86, scoring 2 goals with the hand of God, right? I was even super happy to see that the shipping is going to cost me only $19 when I realized that the initial bid must start in $7 million US. Eventually, it was purchased for over $10 million. So I gave up, and I'll simply go through the framework of these 11 tips based on these 11 amazing players. Sorry I couldn't bring the ball with you. Maybe next year. Okay, let's start with framework number 1, which is really the basis for everything, and that's measurement. You will be surprised to hear how many people simply don't put measurement in place. Not measuring cost correctly, not measuring revenue correctly, especially if they have a hybrid app, in-app purchases, in-app ads, subscriptions, not ensuring they measure both view-through attribution and click-through attribution, not attributing the re-engagement efforts, not defining correctly attribution windows, not putting all in-app events in place. If your organization are not taking care of that, you can ignore the rest of my 10 tips. They are irrelevant. You must have this measurement in place for your growth loop to work. And it's not only about taking the best marketing decisions. Okay, if you're not measuring these things, your media networks cannot optimize their models based on that. And this is tip number 1 for the growth loop. Tip number 2, media strategy. You first need to identify the high-quality media sources. Now, here comes a tricky part. It might sound obvious, but sometimes the media channel that drives to you the best ROI is actually the most problematic media source. Why? Because they might steal from your good organic users. And this is causing a bleeding decision-making cycle. You're seeing a channel with good results, you're spending more there, they keep showing good results, and you just cannibalize your organic traffic. It's enough that you have one of these, and your growth loop is broken. But the second thing I wanted to talk about is healthy diversity between the media networks. We all want to grow our business, right? So it means probably adding more media networks. Well, sometimes yes, sometimes no. But what I want to say is that sometimes it's better to go wider, going deeper instead of going wider. Find the right media sources and analyze what are the levers that really control this channel. Find the right creative, the right bidding, the right targeting before spreading and praying. And talking about healthy split, you also need to have healthy split between the platforms. It's very challenging to win in iOS these days, I know, but still doable. If you're running in an iOS-heavy region, you must have it in your strategy. SK ad network, consented users, conversion modeling, Apple search ads, media mix modeling. But platform strategy is not only Android and iOS. We see more and more companies build a cross-platform strategy. Gaming, for example, more than 50% of the revenue is coming from mobile, but the other half is coming from consoles and from PC. We see that gaming companies adopting a cross-platform strategy uplift their LTV in 20 to 30%. But I'm not here to try and convince you to develop your game and brand for cross-platform. This might be a great long-term strategy. But even in the short term, you can at least advertise in these new platforms. For example, we're all seeing CTV, connected TV, switching to be programmatic. All of you are having great performance marketing teams. Leverage them to search for your quality audience there. And cross-platform is not only online to offline. I think I can skip this slide because Ronen stole it for me yesterday, showing the great example of Carrefour. But probably on each session, I learned a new rule yesterday, like the one with the sitting and standing up. So I realized that every session needs to have something about AI. Thank you, George. You're probably somewhere here. One of our customers, George and I had a very special moment yesterday, staring at each other for 60 seconds. And after we became so close together, he shared with me these amazing AI-generated QR codes based on real images. Think what this can mean for your cross-platform strategy, offline to online, CTV to mobile. I couldn't resist showing you more of these examples. These are real QR codes actually working. Geostrategy. We all want to open our upper funnel, and growing to new geographies, of course, makes sense as long as it's operationally feasible for your business. But the thing here is that it's not that easy. You need to adapt your strategy. You cannot simply replicate it. You need to rethink everything when entering to a new geography. Rethink creatives, rethink competition, rethink user behavior, rethink targeting, rethink media networks. So here again, sometimes it's better to go deep rather than going wide. Framework number 5, we're good on times. Targeting. Since all the latest changes in the ecosystem, ad platforms are having much more challenges around targeting. The effectiveness of your ads is lower. It's harder for them to find audiences for you. It's because of them. It's not because of you. But still, giving up on retargeting is a very bad idea, and I want to tell you why. we see a trend in the ecosystem. Google came with Privacy Sandbox with secured audiences. Just 2 or 3 days ago, 2 days ago, Apple announced the support of retargeting in SK5. You want to have a retargeting strategy today in order to win tomorrow when these options will be live. And talking about targeting, I also want to say one word about exclusion lists or suppression lists. We sometimes hear advertisers saying that they don't think it's worthy for them to add that to their stack and functionality because they see only a 3% or 4% difference between audience if suppressed or no. Now, here is the thing. Sometimes even, and it's an important sentence, sometimes even 3% increase in your CPM that enables you to bid 3, 4, 5% higher means 2 times more volume that you get from the publisher. 2 times more volume, 2 times more traffic. So don't underestimate this 3 or 4% improvement on the other side of the equation. Creatives. The more challenging it is now to measure down the funnel, the more important it is to optimize the upper funnel. And it starts, of course, creative starts with the ads creative. What is your creative strategy? Can you identify creative fatigue in your ads early enough in your growth machine? So winning creative is more important than ever, but experimenting creatives is harder than ever. I welcome any of you to try and experiment creatives in SKAd network. Good luck with that. But here's the important thing about creative. Your ads creative is where the user starts the real experience. It's the first time that they actually engage with your brand. You need to streamline that journey. This creative experience continues in the App Store and then inside the app. And luckily, both Apple and Google released custom product pages and custom store listing, enabling all of you to keep and customize the experience inside the App Store. So why app owners are not leveraging these great new tools? I don't know. I can only have an assumption. You might have your own assumption. I think it's because historically, ASO and App Store optimization was under the accountability of the product units. And now, when marketing units are getting these great tools, they're not familiar with it. And it's a great way for you to excel on top of your competition. Number 7, single source of truth. In today's reality, you want to have all measurement techniques in place. Deterministic, conversion modeling, user level, aggregative, top-down, bottom-up, multi-touch, last click, SKAd network, privacy sandbox. Okay, so you have everything in place. It's not enough. The real challenge is that you need to generate one actionable reality on top of this fragmented data. For growth loop to work, it needs to be based on one number, like probably some of you are familiar with the old phrase saying, if there is one person in a room with a watch, everyone knows what's the real time. If there are 2 people with a watch, no one knows what's the real time. So as the leaders in your organization, you need to ensure that your company is having only one watch to measure the reality. And I couldn't resist showing you how impactful it is based on our data. Advertisers leveraging single source of truth per vertical see a decrease in CPI 30, 40, 50%. Insane numbers. Okay, number 8. One of the most significant one, having an holistic approach for smart bidding. It starts with risk management that you as leaders are setting with ROAS targets. What are the margins that you define between the LTV to the ROAS targets based on the conflict between scale to risk management? What is the payback period you expect to get? That's the first thing. The second is understanding that some media networks control by their own the optimization models, like Facebook and Google, and some depend on what your teams are doing. So for the Facebooks and Googles of the world, you need to find your right model for them to optimize your campaigns, VO, AEO, or CPI in Facebook, TROAS or CPMs in Google and video networks. That's one thing. But on the channels where you have more control, it's really important that you will bid differently per the different levers that the media network is giving you. Bid differently per creative, bid differently per keywords, per site ID. It's the only way to win bidding for the long term. And generally, one last sentence about bidding, you must have discovery mindset. Your end users, where they spend their digital life is changing all the time. Just look at the grossing apps or top 10 apps on the App Store. It's changing rapidly. Your C and U grossing app, try to bid there as a publisher. See if you succeed to scale. If you will not be dynamic in that strategy, you will not be able to win with bidding for the long term. Up until now, we talked mostly how to decrease CPIs or make your marketing more effective. But the ones here which are marketing leaders, you all have a ceiling. And you know what is that ceiling? It's the LTV ceiling, the lifetime value of your user. You cannot bid on top of your lifetime value because then you will not be ROI positive. But still, as marketing leaders, you can assist your organization to move that LTV ceiling higher. Leverage first-party data. Engage wisely with your user. Leverage your own digital assets, the other apps, the other places where your brand lives in a cross-platform manner. I can give you just one example. We had a gaming company, a customer having 3 games, let's call them game A, B, C. We found together with them that cross-promoting a gamer from game A to game C yields 2 times more LTV than cross-promoting from A to B. So when they adopted their cross-promotion engine, LTV ceiling went higher, the entire growth loop can now scale much better. 2 last tips for my 2 most loved players, so the Angel Di Maria framework. Marketing and product have different targets. Marketing are aimed to maximize ROAS, return on ad spend. Product are aimed to maximize lifetime value. But if they work in silo, even if both of them are taking the right decisions, it's local maximum. Sometimes it's not a global maximum. So you maximize ROAS, you maximize LTV, but you're not maximizing your growth. And I can give you just quickly 2 examples. So your marketing division is bidding for a keyword. You're having an e-com, you're seeing that the keyword of shoes is working great for you. Awesome. Are you populating that information for the product division to contextualize the experience of that user based on that keyword? It will increase LTV. Right? Same thing vice versa. You will be surprised to hear how many marketing divisions are not even aware when the product division is releasing a new app version. This app is changing the entire unit economy. It should also affect marketing decisions. This is your role as leaders. And this also relates to my last framework, the Leo Messi framework. Build your growth loop as one machine. Not every tool by itself. They need to work together. And it's challenging because we somehow lost the glue between all these different tools, which used to be the persistent identifier. But you will not maximize your first-party data if attribution data is not flowing into your CRM. You will not maximize your LTV if monetization and marketing data is not here. So marketing, product, monetization, first-party data, optimization data, 1 + 1 + 1, not equals 7, but equals 700. So how do we sum up all of that? As your growth partners, these are the things that we found can help you navigate this new reality. By the way, probably next year, the list will be different because the ecosystem is changing so dramatically. And in the last couple of years, we've all seen how the flywheel, I don't want to say became broken, but is having much more friction inside it. But the ones leveraging these 11 frameworks actually keep succeeding to accelerate their growth loop and this flywheel. And keeping accelerating it is a mindset. And the most important word about this mindset is collaboration, okay? You need to ensure as leaders there is collaboration between the units in your organization, product, marketing, monetization. You need to ensure that there is collaboration between the different tools in your stack, MMP, CDP, CRM, customer engagement platform, product analytics, mediation. Data needs to flow correctly and, of course, in a private way. And lastly, collaboration with your top growth partners. Each of you is working in silo, but your growth partners is working with all of these silos. Leverage these growth partners, may it be AppsFlyer, may it be your media partners, may it be your tech partners, may it be the agencies that you're working with. Because if you will not leverage it, others will. But if you will leverage it, you're actually going to have a great year, at least as I had as an Argentina fan. So thank you very much. And as always, we're just 1% done here. Thank you.